Okay, so I just have a very short story to tell. But ironically, my plan was to create content by this time after my workout, but I'm completely exhausted, so stick with me. Time is 8:18, so it's close to my bedtime. So I was having a conversation with a friend at the gym, right? Talking about how I don't talk to girls at the gym, not because I'm afraid of them, but because sometimes a couple of them wants me to follow up outside the gym, and sometimes I just take it up out of pressure. And then he said something, right? That it's all in my head. And the moment he made that statement, I remember that sometimes when we are bound to give advice to other people, why don't we try to internalize that advice first? Because it's almost like everybody knows exactly what to do. But for some strange reasons, we don't do it. And I've been trying to ask myself, how? Why? I mean, why do we and then sometimes I feel like there's this there's a cost for being smart. What that means is that smart people, right? Smart people know why something would work. At the same time, they also know why something will not work. That's why it's crazy how the people who make exceptional progress are people who work with opposing ideas and still get to act, regardless of them holding two opposing ideas in their head. And then I feel this idea of holding two opposing ideas in your head it stems from a place of spirituality. Now, if you're probably new to my space, you're welcome because I speak about a lot of things. Most likely, I like to speak about spiritual stuff. And then the people who I learn my spiritual stuff from are the regular Osho, Ekatoli, and then what, and the likes, if you're probably used to it. And why it's beginning to make more sense to me by the day sometimes, when people are talking to you or when you are giving advice to other people, try to look at the advice very well and see if you are following such an advice. Because for a while, I've always known that there is no step-by-step process to creating content, but yet I watch YouTube videos on how to create content. I I I know what to do sometimes, but instead I try to figure out what other people are doing, and it kind of dawned on me that for some very strange reasons, right, we like to think that other people have figured it out, and deep down, no, almost everyone is still trying to figure it out. So sometimes whenever I listen to people like Steve Jobs talk, and it completely blows my mind because this is somebody who sits down to process his thoughts, and that nobody is smarter than you, right? And until you already know what you need to do, sometimes you may not know quite all right, or but start something, you figure it along the way. So ever since I made that statement, right, I've approached people at the gym, I mean new ladies, and trust me, the vibe has been completely interesting. It's almost like they've been wanting to talk to me all along, and I've been ignoring. So tomorrow at the gym, I have to basically approach this lady, this particular lady. Why is because her friend kind of like gave me an attitude. So I just feel like it might be a little bit awkward if I walk up to greet her friend and I don't greet her. It could just lead to a whole lot of I don't know who really cares though. So all I'm going to say is that you need to get yourself unstuck, right? You need to get out of your head. You need to think for yourself. Get out of your head for it and just make the move. Like, what's the worst that can happen? And then I'll keep saying this in over and over again because it has to sink into your head and my head also. That each time there's a level of complexity. When each time you cannot break something down to like the smallest component. What that means is that you're either believing a lie, hmm? you're believing a lie, you're believing a lie, or you are surrounding yourself with conflicting information. And you're basically stuck because of that idea of having no direction right now. And the worst part is when we even try to fit in, fit in, because if you look at it, who created the rules of society? And uh, there's something that I say, right, which a lot of people may disagree with me, but I'll say regardless is I am somehow somewhat motivated by these thoughts people that this what tries the word thoughts that sounds disrespectful. These adult entertainers who come on podcasts to make and to give their opinions, right? I don't judge them. I just like listen to them because why they inspire me is because If such a person can grab a mic and speak, I don't know why I shouldn't grab a mic to speak my ideas. So right now, I'll be thinking of creating short form content, thinking of scripting, but deep down, right, I know that if I start to freestyle my content, my short form content, within a couple of months, I'll get so good that I can wake up in the morning and tell good stories. But yet, I don't know why I don't do it. Maybe it's because of I have other tasks taking my attention. Maybe. Or maybe it's fear. Or fear of what? Like, what's the worst that can happen? I still don't know the worst that can happen to me if I get unstuck from my head. Worst is I wasted time. But seeing that I've been taking a different approach towards content where the goal of my content is to put my ideas and thoughts into the internet, the authentic part of me, no script. So tomorrow I can basically listen to somebody, synthesize information, and know what to act. Because there are a lot of stories in my head, right? And I feel I feel, because then again, I have to create short term content, right? Because tomorrow I'll be at the gym, and from the gym, I want to create some videos, and I feel like a lot of people at the gym are seeing me these days working out doing some new kinds of workouts. Today I was basically doing what I was trying to like punch and do some combinations of 1, 2 and kicks, and people just kept on coming to people just kept on looking at my direction. Mind you, I left the gym, I went outside to walk in an outdoor space, but still, the trainers kept on coming to see what the fuck I was doing. Now, mind you, I coach from time to time. And then a part of me said, should I be bothered? But then again, in today's class, we spoke about focus. How when you set your mind towards something and all of a sudden you see yourself breaking that thing because you're distracted, you are in your head again. But you should learn to go out of your head. And one thing I think I have done or I consistently try to do is to apply the concepts from the power of now. And this is it simply. It's instead of me trying to meditate 20 minutes in the morning, why don't I meditate throughout the entire day? So what that means is whenever I feel like my attention is in my head, I should take it out of my head and be in the real world. I should put my attention either on my body, something that gets me out of my random thoughts. And I've been doing that lately, and it's been helping my focus. It's been helping my productivity. Even this, expressing myself is helping my creativity. And it will help you too. If you're doing something that expresses your creativity, where you can be out of your head, because like I said, it's a very good place to visit once in a while. But at the same time, you can get stuck in your head. And I made a video on how to get out of the rut, because a lot of people think someone being in a rut has to be in a very bad position. Newsflash. Someone can literally be in a rut simply because of his income has been fixed for the past 6 to 8 months. So somebody who is stagnating in life is actually in a rut, in a silent rut, in a glorified rut, but may not be aware because in his head, he is in his head. He doesn't know what it will take. He's not aware of what is about to happen or what could happen if he continues to stay in a stagnant position. Now, I hate to bring up that term because I've witnessed people, literally people who stagnate in life, and it's it never really ends well when you stagnate, when you begin to become afraid. And I'm putting this in out there because I had a topic to talk about today, which was how to be unstuck, get out of your head. And it all came because this guy said this thing in my head that, whoa, bro, you're overthinking this thing. Talk to them, be social with them, free with them. And mind you, this guy is a medical doctor. He's a trap artist. He's a what else? He's into calisthenics. So the whole idea that this guy, trap, or if you know what trap is, and you're seeing a doctor who's rapping trap, it's kind of like questioning, right? Like, do you do those things you say in your songs? And I don't really think he does them because he has some pretty nice, good habits. He speaks from time to time, and if he does them, he'll let me know. He has no shame in hiding shit. So we talk about stuff, random stuff at the gym. So I've been out of my head these days, speaking to them and whatnot, and the vibe is completely different. It's completely different. There's something else I wanted to talk about, but I kind of feel like time will pass, right? Because if you've ever watched any of my videos talking in the car, a topic just came to mind saying that if you are born in the 21st century, right, and you're trying to get a partner, the best advice you can get is you should focus on the green flags that you really, really want, instead of the red flags that you don't want. Now, it sounds like a cliche, right? But I have a friend right now who I told this. Now, mind you, I feel like sometimes, no, not sometimes, the people you hang out with matter a lot, because I was just talking one day and I expressed this thought that, what do you think will happen if we focus on the green flags that we want rather than the red flags that we don't want? And we said this, we put that on the tape, bruv. It's not up to a month. It's not, literally not up to a month. And then he's got this girl he's with, feminine, cooperative. When she's with his friends, me and the guys, she respects him and us. Like she's not forcing herself on the conversation, but if we bring her into the conversation, she's happy to contribute to it. She's not this type where she's just trying to chime in and chime out, or she's basically trying to be this masculine energy. No, she's reserved, soft. She's not even on social media trying to look for attention. You could literally see her just sit down, just relax, be present, enjoy the wind, look at the birds. And that completely blew my mind. And then recently, when we're talking about this same topic, green flags, this my guy said, all of a sudden, all of these bodies, all of these best looking babes, they kind of like don't really matter anymore. He sees them and he's like, okay, no problem. Like they don't really excite him anymore. And all these things are happening because I feel we're getting to that age where dealing with women should be much more intentional than we actually make it. Because take it or leave it. You might think you might be enjoying the short-term pleasure from the very, very, I'm trying to be respectful here, from the other kinds of women. And before you know it, you're 28, 29, 30, 30s, your early 30s, mid 30s. Before you know it, you're your late 30s. And yes, very honest, most guys, when I say most guys, like 80% of guys would want to be married and begin to have their family by 30s, in their 30s. So, but sometimes these guys get distracted. And I'm saying, guys, please, just turn your attention elsewhere. And I used to have like a lot of ladies who were in this space. And genuinely, it's like, they ask me questions like, oh, how am I doing? We don't talk anymore. And it's not like, and you shouldn't do this in a judgmental manner. It's just a way of, it's not a way of saying that, oh, she's like this, and because she's like this, you should look down on her. No, she's like this. She's having her fun. She's living her life. She would reap what she sows. And I think this whole idea of, oh, I shall reap what I sow, has made me, I can make you think of your actions carefully. Each time, because for a while I have cut down on a lot of diet. My diet is very, very boring, and I'm enjoying my diet that way. I don't have to think about too many things. I can look at my kitchen, see fresh food, and target and go for that. Because I keep reminding myself that I shall reap what I sow. If I put out bad ideas, if I sow bad ideas, I will reap bad ideas. And in recent times, I have tried to pull a funny stunt. They've always backfired. You might get away with it for now, but the effects compound. So, in this second half of the video, all I'm saying is, respect everyone. Do not judge people. Know that people are the way they are because they choose to be the way they are. Yes, sometimes we are born into certain circumstances, quite alright, but at some point, we can completely outgrow whatever it is we were born into. And then we shouldn't necessarily see anything as being less than. See it as it is, just as it is. And if you want to get this concept, you're going to have to, what's that word? Understand the essence of spirituality. Where you can look at someone and say, okay, fine, that's him. Like his thoughts are okay, his thoughts are perfect, he's perfect. He plays a role in society. The thoughts, the people you call hoes, play a role in society. The mistresses play a role in society. The wives play a role in society. Now, if you want to understand this concept more, right? If you look at the wildlife, we have the herbivores and the carnivores. I've tried it right again in my videos, right? The herbivores feed on grasses and the rest, while the carnivores feed on the herbivores. Now you may say, okay, why would nature allow other animals kill other animals? It's because now if the herbivores are too much, they graze more than the environment. But if you keep the carnivores to get rid of the herbivores, over time Their body also, they don't graze that much. Their grazing is significantly reduced. Also, their dead body serve as manure for the what, for the ground. So what that means is that, which brings me to this point of, nothing is really good or bad. Every single thing is working towards evolution. The earlier you understand this thing, the better for you. That you shouldn't go around complaining. You should just see things for the way they are. And sometimes, yes, we're not perfect, we're human beings, and that's the point. But this steady progression into not judging anything is where you want to go, or where you want to be in life, where you can see things. And if you probably follow me my journey, precisely my workouts, yesterday I was listening to the summary of the Dokoto. I think that's the book written by Miyamoto Musashi. He says, I forgot it, but he said about control what you can control and get rid of things you cannot control. What that means is that people's lives are their lives. And sometimes I see myself trying to want to control people's lives. But I remember that nope, they are there for a reason. They think they're there for a reason. Yes, we sometimes we'll pray that our daughters don't end up to become a certain way. But the best you can do is give us certain upbringing. Sometimes when I see people talk about how women with daddy issues have problems, all I say is, if you think that's a problem, then you yourself, please make sure you don't give your daughter daddy issues. Make sure you're there in a way that you know carefully that she's going to turn out how you want her. Yes, you can brainwash kids. Yes, you can train kids. I'll say brainwash. You can make them think in a certain way, but in the very end, at a certain point, they can think for themselves. So all of this have basically gone left, gone right, gone left, gone right. And I'm basically practicing this whole idea of having to pick a topic and just speak about that topic, no script. And I'm beginning to enjoy this thing more, speaking to the camera. I still don't know how I'll do my short form content, but I'm definitely sure that it will be coming in very, very soon. And since I started this, I have noticed that my speech has gotten better. What I want to work on now is my voice. I want to have a voice that is much deeper, much relaxed, and then that kind of voice that you hear on the radio, something very attractive. Not for the audience, or just a personal thing. I just feel like it's basically going to assist with the reels. So I'll say thank you very much for tuning in. I cannot believe this video must have gone on for maybe 10, 12 minutes. I don't know. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.